So this video will go fairly quickly. We will have several videos today, so just keep an eye out for those. We'll have jewelry, we'll have craft. We're doing craft. These are new. I had these in my, well, I don't know where my containers are, but little bead containers and stuff. So I'm, like I said, I'm like rebooting. I'm doing something else. So got all the letters. So we have all the alphabet, so you just put the alphabet letter, and you don't have to put the price down unless you put it in your own records. But yeah, so these are plastic little tulip bale type flower things. So you'll get several of those. There's more than 20 in there, at least 40 I want to say. I didn't count this time. And these are plastic, but they got that AB, I don't know if you can see it in here, but they're really shiny and iridescent. And these are glass, little stars. They've already got the hooks on them. So if you want to, make necklaces and charms or whatever, they're already made. So that's C for 2. And then D, these, there's some little glass, smoky, faceted little beads. And then you've got those. You got some little cell phones down here. You got some little fish. There's some butterflies. So just a whole bunch. Now the butterflies are on chains. Okay, so those would be cool. Let's see if we can get one out. Oh, and there's some little wings in here too. So you get an array of little charms. Yeah, the butterflies are on chains. And you'll get, I think there's like three of those. So you can take the butterflies off or make little bracelets. Yeah, those are little angel wings. And then you got stars, little hearts. The black letters were not supposed to be in there. They just got there by accident. It was hard to get these out of those little containers. I'm getting rid of the containers too. So, not to you guys, unless you want them. I mean, they're pretty big, so you'd have to ship them in your box. But here's these little acrylic butterflies. They've got the hole in the top there. So, letter E. These are little acrylic clovers and some clover letters. F for $1. These are glass. Accidentally got a little flower in there, but it happens. These are glass little faux pearls. G for $1.50. Okay, so this is a mix of glass and plastic, but you'll get all of these for $1.50. These are all glass, well, except for those little bitty pearls down here. But you got some faceted nose and then some little plain circles. Yeah, so, oops. That's letter I for $2. These are also glass. They're the crackle glass. These all have holes in them, so you can beat them up. Beat them up. These are all glass. This is a mix of pastel colors and then a mix of different beads. Those might be plastic. I think those are glass though. Yeah, those are glass. This is all glass. So letter K for $2. Now we have strawberries. These are, I think these are just acrylic. Yeah, because they're not too heavy. So $3 for letter L for all these. They're different. I mean, they're all strawberries, but they're like different little design on there. And they all have the little thing so you can hang them. L for $3. M, these are acrylic, but they're cool beads. So M for $2. N will be $1. These are glass, and they're like a very light pink with the iridescent coating on there. If you guys can see that very well. So N for $1. O will also be $1. These are a light iridescent blue. Very light. P is like little gummy bears. They're clear. Okay. Like I said, they all have holes through the body. You can see where. Q is kind of like a mix. That wasn't supposed to be in there, but you get a little pink one. These are glass, and they are glass faux pearls. These are ceramic, I think, but they all got holes in them. So there's that. These are all glass. These are like a frosted. I did the different tones of blue together. There wasn't that many, so I'll put them in this bag for you guys. So there's just some blues. Those are actually pretty. So, and then S, here's some more teddy bears, except these are acrylic. These are not gummy bears. These are just little bears. And they look like baby bears, to be, if I'm honest. Yeah, there we go. So S for $2 for the acrylic little bears. And then we have some more acrylic bows. I think I have another bag of those, so if somebody doesn't get these, they might get the other ones. So this is T for $2, and they all have holes so you can beat them. And then these are little teardrops. They have the holes in the top, so you can hang them like they're supposed to be teardrops. So U for $1. Here's some more bows. They're the same size as the other ones. So $2 for those. That V, letter V. These are acrylic iridescent little balls. They'll be $1. Now these are angel wings. Do you know those little beaded angels they always make with the pearls? Yeah, so here's some wings. You can make all kinds of little angels. Or you could put them on little teddy bears. I don't know. I don't know what you would do with these. Oh, I didn't put a price on those. Sorry. Those are $2. Apparently I got tired of writing. So $2 for the angel wings. Okay, here's another, oh, you know what? I think those other ones were green. They weren't blue. So, yeah, they were a light green. The other ones. These are the blue ones. It's hard to tell sometimes, especially with this light. So, Y for number 1. I mean, for $1. These are glass. The little iridescent. And then Z, we have the purple mix. And these are all glass. Z for $2. Some of them have little rings on them already, but these are just beads. Z for $2. And then we have one number, and that's the greens. There's some little Christmas trees in there. We got some shamrocks, some flowers, the little tulip things, a couple of, I don't know what you call these little beads. Yeah, so 14 will be $2. Now, we also have, let me pause this to get my numbers. All right, these I'm just going to write. What do I do with my bags? Lost me bags. Okay. So we're going to have some new buttons in the bag. I know, you guys can get some discount. So, they do. Okay, so I'm just going to do these. This is going to be number 1 for $1. It's just going to be $1. We're trying to give you guys some deals. Okay, so these are going to be number 2. These are going to be $2. These are the glass ones. Okay, the pink crackled glass. Here we have, these are some pretty nice buttons. You have some wooden ones, some coconut, some metal ones. These are also going to be $1 for number 3. And then we have number 4 for $1. These are little plastic, these are all buttons. They have the little button thing there. I bought these a while back. I'm just not going to use them. You know, I buy stuff for projects and I'm like, really, I'm not going to do that now. Moving on, I got to do something else. I'm clearing out the closet. And then we have another one of these. We also have one of those that's coming up. So I actually had 2 of each of those. And these are the yellow, the black, the red, and then the clear. They're buttons. They have the holes in there. And I got these from Hobby Lobby, if anybody's interested. That's where I got those. Okay, here's another one. We are on number 6. So we have alphabet letters and numbers in this video. Nothing like confusion, huh? I mean, because there's so many letters in the alphabet, and I didn't want to double them. So here we have some cherries, and we'll do those for $1 too. Brand new. Nothing like getting brand new in the package. These will also be $1. They're little wooden buttons with the print. So cute. Number 8. And then we have another bag of buttons. Okay, so these are plastic buttons, but they're still nice, and those will be $1 as well. So number 9, oops, that was a fail. For $1. Number 9 for $1. And then I have one bag of miscellaneous jewelry craft. So this is about a half a gallon, maybe a little bit more. Well, yeah, it's a little bit. So There are some watches in there. They're good watches. I don't know if they work, but the faces on them are not scratched up. So you just got, what's a big old rhinestone? There's some chains. There's a bracelet in there there's nothing wrong with it. It was one of those wired ones that has like pearls on it. I just didn't want to mess with it. Some of those chain things that you can hook on bags and stuff, there's a couple of good ones in there. I've just been throwing them in there instead of selling them to you guys. You know, just some, that's a good earring. I don't know where the other one went. If I find the other earring, the cassette tape, I'll try to give it to the person who gets this craft bag. So, I have, I don't know if I have any. Oh, I do have more. I'll go ahead and do the other craft containers on this video, but this one's $6. It's not, yeah, so hold on. Alright, so here's this other one. This one's got some good stuff in it. This necklace, there's nothing wrong with it. It just, some of the rings came undone, and you need to put it back together. Just a couple of them. Then there's some glass beads. There's some, nothing wrong with that bracelet, but I just threw stuff in there. There's some ceramic beads. I made that. You guys can have that. Just some chains in here. This one's actually got a lot of chains. So, and then if somebody wanted this bracelet pillow, I'll put that in there. There's nothing wrong with these chains. I just didn't want to deal with them anymore. This is just missing a rhinestone. There's more chains in here. There's nothing wrong with them. Well, some of them are. But the ones in the bag, there's nothing wrong with those. So, this one will also be $6. So, this will be Craft 2 for $6. And the bag we just did will make it Craft 1. Just put Craft and then the Craft 2 on there. And let me get the other one. So those are about half gallons. A little over a half gallon for each of those. Now this one is going to be a little bit more. This one's going to be 10. Okay, so you have these red glass beads, all these plastic pearls. They have the prongs already on them. You got some big pearls. These are glass and shell beads. This is just pieces off of a necklace. This is a necklace. These are, you could use all these beads and rhinestones for something, I don't know. And then this is like missing some stuff. Got these little pieces off of a necklace. These little guys. They're not too bad, but they're not. That's why they're in the craft though. But there's all kinds of, there's some scarf clips. There ain't nothing wrong with those. They're still got the rhinestones. A ring. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some rings in here that need help. You know, they're missing the thing. That one is missing a couple of stones. You know, you got some bling stuff, free pin, some more rings. Actually, there's quite a bit of rings in there. So, some abalone. Yeah, so this one will be $10. And this will be Craft 3, and this one will be $10. Now, in our upcoming videos, we do have I won't have no more of these larger craft ones, but we'll have quart size craft bags for, I don't know, they might be $6. We got more earring craft bags coming up. So, yeah, I think those will be $6. They are quart size bags. If I could find the quart size bag that I had, I could have showed you. Oh, so let me get this out of the way. Where'd my lid go? Wouldn't it be terrible if I had that on pause that whole time?
Yeah.
So here is the quart size bags, and these are sandwich size bags. So they're a little bit different. I mean, they're not like too much different, but you can get a lot more into the quart size bag. They are new bags, so you'll get new bags with the Joy. This is an old bag. Okay, so I think that's it. Oh, I have a couple of these. If somebody would like this for $1, would you? And it's glass. So if you want one of these paperweights, I have this one, and then I'll do the other one in another video. But yeah, if you want that.